We see that you are all anxiously awaiting this event, this shift, this change in your consciousness, this change in your outward world. And so we would like to say some things about how you may notice in your life today, in your way of thinking today, how the energies of this event have already changed you that you may not have noticed. It is common with a linear time construct that you must look backward in order to see where you are in the present. This seems very confusing to us, but this is a common occurrence in this type of existence. And so we will start with your thoughts, your shift in thinking and feeling, where you are starting to become aware that other people's pain is your pain, other people's anxiety, other people's distress is your distress. You have become more sympathetic to others in situations that are not ideal or that are even considered terrible. Even if you have not encountered this in your own experience, you're now able to really feel that this is not something you want to have in your experience, and so you reach out to help. You want to know how you can help. And we see this in so many everywhere on the globe today. So you can look at the bad that's happening and distress over it, or you can understand that this is a shift in the consciousness of all, leading you closer to the oneness that you are. And so looked at from that perspective, the negative makes you aware of the change that is taking place. Negative and bad things have happened throughout all of your time, thousands and thousands of years. And there have always been a few who try to make a difference, to try to change this in your world, in your experience. However, today, in your present, you can see this is affecting hundreds of thousands. And we mean by this is affecting, that this is affecting the hearts and minds of people that are not at all involved in the situations happening now. And so this is just one example of how you're changing. We would also like to speak on the fact that you are all given different gifts, and you are all given different, you might call them missions. Your mission is not always going to resonate with someone else's mission. And so when you hear something that sounds out of your comfort zone, just know that that particular information, if it doesn't resonate with you, is not part of your mission. However, that does not mean it is not a part of someone else's mission. It does not mean that is not something that someone else needs to hear that would create some action or change in consciousness in their reality that would help them on their mission. Generally, you're drawn to those things that help you with what you came here to achieve or to see through, to accomplish. However, sometimes, in some cases, you are drawn to things that make you understand that the things you are getting involved in are not part of your mission. And so we would say, instead of questioning that information, simply leave it for those who need it for their missions, or who need it for perhaps their entertainment, if that is not part of their mission, but that is something they enjoy finding out more information about. It is all good. It is all necessary. It is all part of the divine tapestry, the different patterns and weaves and angles and observations. And so that is the second thing we wish to discuss. Final thing we wish to discuss is your perceptions of the event energies and how those may be affecting you in the coming weeks, and how those may have affected you this week in your time. And we would say, when you have what you call ascension symptoms, you may feel fatigued one day while another feels energized and feels the benefit and the power of the ascension wave. This is because if everyone felt fatigued on the same day, the light grid would falter. You cannot all be down or up yet on the same moment. And so we know that you know that if you are having a day of fatigue, then you should take care of your body and take care of your mind, rest, do those things that you believe are the most helpful to you during these times. And we do not think there's anything we need to tell you about to do when you feel energized and happy. In the coming weeks, we wish you to focus on the connectedness of all of you. We wish you to explore the contrast between before you were aware of this energy, before you were aware of this connectedness. In fact, how you were just a few short years ago, and how completely altered you are today in your outlook on everything. And think about the things you wanted just a few years ago, and the things you want today. And we think you will find a drastic difference in consciousness. We see movement from material, physical needs and wants to heart-based, helping, nature, consciousness, connectedness. And we would give you the advice that when things in your outside world look very bleak and very disheartening, to look inside yourself and to look inside the hearts and minds of all the others who feel as you feel, and realize that this actually means that you're all coming closer together as one, and that you are starting to create real, lasting change, and that you are starting to understand what is really in the hearts and minds of others. And you are coming together with those who are like-minded, and you are saying to those who would still be of service only to self, we do not want a part of this. We do not want this anymore. And feel how many of you, what strength and power there lies in simply living from your heart. Service to self will not exist soon. It cannot. You do not need it anymore. And those who are still service to self are becoming fewer, because you simply will not accept it as part of your reality. And so be proud. Hold the strength in your heart of knowing and caring about each other, because you are each other. We thank you.